Look, when it comes, it obviously hits you thinking, oops. But if you put emotion aside and think rationally, you say, what was Dhoni most likely to do? How did he give up the India captaincy? There's no fanfare. He'll suddenly one day announce, nay. And I think he's been very, very pragmatic. Dhoni is in this side. He's still among the top keepers in the game, but he's in this side as a keeper and as a captain. But his batting will, over the last 2 seasons, his batting hasn't really delivered. He has ensured that nobody turns around and says, MS, why are you still here?
Yeah.
And he's just walked off saying, and I won't be surprised if he doesn't play all the games either. I won't be surprised at all. He might just play a few games so that the shadow is not over Jadeja. But the question is, we're all talking about Dhoni. How do you come out of that shadow if you're Jadeja?
That is true. And especially since you haven't captained before. Is this joy? Is it safe to say that this is almost like an apprenticeship kind of season for Jadeja?
Yeah, I was just thinking, in this whole 204 matches that he captained, the only other person to captain was Raina, who got about a total of 6 matches over this entire 14-year period. 6 matches over this entire 14-year period. And there's just one match in which Dhoni was actually playing with Suresh Raina was captaining, and that was, I think, in the 2012 Champions League. It was a meaningless match. But that's the point, that you're actually going to see Dhoni. Probably he won't play one match. He's going to play a few. I'm really interested in seeing how that goes, how they play, because doing that for the Indian team is one thing, but doing that for the Chennai Super Kings, whose identity is so closely associated with him, I think it will be fascinating to watch. It won't be easy.
I think Gaurav was right. I think it's like he's put a float on Jadeja and he's saying, "Ja putar, ja pani mein, main hu yahan pe."
Yeah. It also, I don't know, it also gives this India, and I know that fans hate to hear it, but as they say, Father Time waits for nobody. The clock just keeps turning. This perhaps is the most definitive hint that MS has given about this being his last season. If this is not a hint of that, Harsha, I don't know what is.
I mean, he's almost as old as you. How much longer is he going to play? It is.
And his skincare regime is, he's very fit, but his skincare regime is nowhere close to mine. Nobody's is.
And somewhere in the background, Praveen Tambe is just coughing and saying, "Excuse me, what did you say?"
The Senior Citizens Club of Praveen Tambe, Brad Hogg. There's a lot of players who've played at a much older age than that. But yes, of course, Jadeja is going to be captaining with MS Dhoni there. You'll think, will it still be? I mean, we saw it, right? I mean, Joyce brought up the point about India captaincy when in the white ball format, MS handed it over to Virat and he was still playing the game. Would you still see Jadeja deferring to MS Dhoni? It only makes sense to have that experience and then use it, especially with the vantage point that MS has from behind the stumps added to that. Would you see him almost being the fielding team captain?
No, I don't, because it would be unlike Dhoni to do that. I think Dhoni's conversation with Jadeja would be, "Main hu na, par tu kaptan hai. You do it. If you want, I can be in your here, but this is your team. You go and lead the team." Much like he did. If you see when Virat was captain, he wasn't in Virat's ear all the time. Occasionally from slip, you could hear from the stump, "He'd say, Chiku, zara usko wahan kar."
Yeah.
But that's all. So it became Virat's team pretty quickly, and I think he'll do. Knowing him, that is what he will do.
Nice. It's quite interesting though, because the one that I really want to see is Dhoni used to pretty much run Jadeja when Jadeja was bowling. So from behind the wickets, Dhoni used to kind of. I like to see how that. I'm betting
that may not go.
Yeah, that's not going to change.